How's it going, super friends? Welcome back. Today we have something a little different than I would usually have on my channel. We have the Muff Toys Protector of Metropolis, a real American hero Clark Kent Superman action figure. This is basically a third-party DC Comics action figure. In other words, it ain't licensed. DC either has no idea they've made this, or they're just like, screw it, we'll let them fly under the radar. Like if you look back here on the box, it says Muff is a toy customized manufacturer for collectors dedicated to 1/12 hyper-real action figures. We will try our best to restore the characters in the film or comic. So basically what that means is I'm not entirely sure, on account of that's, clearly someone that has English as a secondary language, but they're basically saying, hey, don't sue us. We're a custom action figure company. We're just, making some stuff for the fans. Anyway, so this thing comes in a fantastic box, which is nice, right? Nice high quality box. Let's open said box. Just slide it down. And first we find the little instruction booklet that comes with this. And this is really about how to, put the other head on and deal with his shirt. And, also the belt. Like this is like, it's a whole thing here. And then of course we have a Clark Kent that looks like someone's wrapped him in plastic and tossed him in the rivers so he could be sleeping with the fishes. Hang on, let's get all this stuff out first. You know what? I'll be back in a second. Okay, so let's just bring in this little fancy schmancy gold colored platform to start putting things on. It didn't come with the figure, but I just thought it would look kind of cool. All right, so first off, we got the figure in the package. So we have old Clarky boy here without the hat, just wearing his suit. This is how he came in the box. We have Ziploc bag number 1. In it, we find a coat, a trench coat. We open up the trench coat and we have a little Superman sleeveless onesie here. I really like this. At least the emblem itself. I like the look of the emblem. And if I can just get in a little bit closer here, I also like the fact you can see that the red is actually raised off of the yellow there. And the whole thing is kind of a little bit thicker and raised off the chest of the costume. However, it's still completely bendable. I wish that this had it been how they decided to do the emblem on the Mezco 1/12 Collective Superman figure. This is perfect. So we'll just stick this back here for a second. Next we have the trench coat, and this looks like it's really good quality. The little details make it stand out, like you've got like like the coat would actually have. You got this flap at the back here. The stitch lines look really great on this. I really like the stitch lines on this. Great job. You got your 6 little buttons on the front there. You got your strap that goes all the way around the trench coat. Nice sleeve cuffs here with the straps that go around there. And this bad boy is actually wired all the way down. It's wired all the way down. I think they actually start, the wires start here in the side here in the collar and go all the way down and all the way around the back and up here. So you can actually see that the back of the coat is wired as well until you get to, the side here. So that's fantastic. They put a lot of work into this Clark Kent overcoat. Let's put that right here for now. He's got this here briefcase that actually looks like leather. Even the discoloration, you've got the brown and then kind of like the darker brown or like blackish, tobacco-y burst around the edges here to make it look like old leather. The buckle looks fantastic. So does the handle. Looking at even the side here, like they've done a great job with this accessory. This looks like, a briefcase. This looks really much like a shrunken down briefcase. Honey, I Shrunk the Briefcase. Maybe we'll put that right here beside him. We have a super, super tiny single lens reflex camera here. This thing is really well done. I'm impressed by the quality of this. The lens is actually kind of shiny, if you can pick that up there, while the rest of it is not. They've included all the knobs. Like, this is a really well-made little accessory. Good job. Maybe we'll stick that over here next to him in front of the briefcase. There's a teensy-weensy little bag here that comes with a little fedora. He's got a hat, at least I think this one's a fedora. his classic Clark Kent hat here. Man, this is, look at that. You got the little bow on the side there of the hat. Wonder why he has that lumpity-doo in the top there. And I guess there's no time like the present. I'm not really sure how it's supposed to fit on Soups here because it's got the bump. See right there? It's got that bumpity-doo right in the middle, and there's nothing like that on top of his head. So when I try to fit the hat on his head, it doesn't actually want to fit. So we'll put Clarky Boy back up here. And then how about we stick the hat off to this side? Next, we got this little baggie here that comes with another Clark Kent head. This one has the fedora stuck to his head. You can't actually get it off. Yeah, this is the hat head. This looks friggin' amazing. They've done such a great job. It looks like actual skin texture. I really am impressed. This is super impressive. And his eyes look kind of glistening, like they're actually moist, like real eyes. This is nothing short of beautiful. It makes me wonder if the other hat that they sent me was actually the wrong one. That this hat may have been intended to go on top of this head, but for some reason I didn't get a mold of the hat without the connecty bit here that they used to glue it down onto the head. Maybe that's what happened. Anyway, we will stick the fedora back here, and we will stick his other head sculpt right here. Okay, some of these items are small enough that I've had to break out the tweezers, and man, the camera's even having a hard time focusing on them. These are the glasses that he comes with that you can pop on the Clark Kent head. Either one, doesn't really matter. So just for funsies, let's put them right here on the fedora head, just like that. That's what they look like. Yeah, well done. Okay, and pop the head back down there. Okay, then we have this little tiny Clark Kent press pass. Hope it's in focus. It's really hard to get something this small in focus and to stay in focus, but this thing is like, look at the size of it compared to my finger. It's super tiny. Look, on the other side, there's even a bunch of writing and a little, I can't even read it. Perry White. It's Perry White's signature. I have no idea what those little words say. And let's stick his press pass right here. And move him over just a butt hair so he's a little more centered. And have a peek at Ziploc baggie number 2, which is a newspaper. It is kind of an issue of the Daily Planet. Let's just yoink it out of the bag and try to, look at that. They gave me 2. I have 2 copies of the same paper. I guess the idea is that we fold one in half then, and maybe leave the other one flat, or maybe they gave us 2 as a spare because these are made of paper, so they're very destructible. Daily Planet, look, up in the sky, the Man of Steel prevents kitty disaster. Gotham crime rate soars. Gotham Industries CEO missing. Let me open this up. We have Bruce Wayne murdered. And then we have Lex Luthor's scheme bombs Superman, saves nation. We got maybe a little tiny editorial from Lois Lane. An Amazon woman and the Batman help combat Lex Luthor's plans. Anywho, let's just pop the newspaper back here. And now behold, we have another baggie. And in it we find a tie and 2 shirt cuffs. You can see them there. And a pair of tweezers, and the tweezers is likely for installing the shirt cuffs and the tie. And let's just stick it over here. And then there is another little baggie that comes with what I'm assuming are replacement shirt buttons and jacket buttons. And back here you go. And next we see a whole pile of interchangeable hands. And there are a multitude of different hands. Hands for grabbing newspapers, for opening up your shirt, for grabbing the camera, for holding your briefcase. There are a lot of extra hands here, and they all have a purpose. So this is effectively everything we got in the box. That's a lot of value. And just to quickly go back to the instructions here, so you can see right here in that bottom corner that there would be extra buttons for when these fall off. They warn us of that. They also tell us that when changing the interchangeable heads, you can actually have the ball sit in a little further or stick up a little bit more, depending on how you want Clark to look. They let us know that he has the drop hinges for pulling the leg down, which is going to help with posability. Instructions for the tweezers. They're like, hey, listen, you know, if you pull the shirt out of the hem, you could just put it back in with the tweezers. That's, you know, that's how we did it. That's how we suggest you do it. And then they have instructions here about how to put the tie on. So the first diagram is like, dudes, lift up the collar, which, you know, anyone that has worn a tie would know to do that. And then they also talk about how to, you know, adjust the tie. And interestingly enough, they also give us a list of all the things that are supposed to be on the inside of the package. This is incredibly thorough. This is really cool. So yeah, with this being the sum total of everything that we got in the package, which as I said is good value, why don't we begin to actually muck about with the figure and take a closer look at him? Oh, this display looks so nice. I feel bad for moving it all. Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. There. Okay, buddy. So close up, we can see that this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. The quality of this is absolutely better than Mezco 1/12 Collective. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that they really have paid attention to the quality of craftsmanship they wanted to put out. That is gorgeous. Skin looks like skin, eyes look like eyes, eyebrows look like eyebrows. This is fantastic. And I like the fact they got the little spit curl there too. They did a good job with that. And hopefully the shadows are catching this facial sculpt right, and all the details in the hair. He even looks like he looks like he's shaved, like he's a freshly shaven man with dark facial hair, so he does have just a little bit of a shadow on his face. Dudes, this is super fantastic. The quality of his suit jacket is absolutely off the charts. They've done a great job with that. Even all of the hem lines, the sew lines of this suit are actually that of a real suit. They didn't just like stitch this together all willy-nilly. This is a tiny little tailored suit. Yeah, good job, guys. It's got the little pocket there, and then the hemline that comes down, and the little pocket here. I'm sure that this is not an actual pocket, but it is a nice little detail that they've added that this actually does stick out. Okay, I gotta know. Is this, or is this not actually a pocket? Let's open it up and look. Oh, no, not a pocket. Close, though. They were close. All right, let's take the jacket off. Just pull it. Yeah, okay, hold on, back in a sec. All right, so I thought I would actually stop and tell you this. When you take his jacket off, you have to take his hands off. I know probably to a lot of you people out there that are clearly smarter than me, that was obvious, but stupid me tried to pull it off for a second and was like, oh, wait a minute. No, I gotta take the darn hands off. A nice detail about this jacket is that it also is wired. So all down here and around the back of the jacket, it's a wired jacket, so you can have him running, ripping his shirt open, and the jacket is flapping in the wind, and you can actually see the quality of craftsmanship when you open this up. Like they've really done a great job with what they're doing. They care about the work that they are doing, and that's evident when you look at this piece right here. And while we're at it, why don't we take a little look at the rounded hinges, little peg on the end for holding the hand on that. That's good quality. That's got a little lip around it, and that will hold the hand on so that it's not falling off every 3 seconds. I will say, I was not exactly thinking that we would find a Clark Kent with blue sleeves popping out of his shirt. I thought they would have given him an entire shirt. They didn't, and, you know, that's okay. Of course they didn't give him a full shirt. He came with the sleeves. Duh. Clark's trousers look really good, too. These are well-tailored pants. No back pockets! Where does he put his wallet? Here's a little kind of oversight here. When they sewed his belt loops on to his pants here, they got these flaps of fabric hanging down. No worries. That's why God invented clippers. Just before we continue on, I'm actually going to clip these off because they will drive me up the wall, just hanging down like that. Just clip them off. Easy peasy. And he's also got these tabby doos right here at the front that technically probably aren't really supposed to be there. They're just like a remnant of when they sewed this together. So I'm just going to clip that one right there. And I'm also going to clippity snip this one right here. Yoink. There. because that would have bugged the crap out of me. That's better. Cool belt, by the way. You've got an actual belt here. Like this looks like it actually might hold his pants up. There's a little buckle there. There's a little buckle. It's not just a painted piece. I'm curious to what's under the shirt. And look at that. I think that's an actual tie. Like, did they tie this like a tie? He's actually wearing the tie like a tie. That's incredible. I can't even tie a regular tie most of the time, let alone a tiny one. Okay, this calls for the unopened baggie of fun. Dump all this out. We got the little plastic tweezers. Now, what do we do here? I guess let's lift up his collar, I suppose. Man, this is small and finicky, and I should not be doing this. I should not be touching this thing and take his head right off in any way, shape, or form. Okay, give me a second. Oh yeah, do you remember how the instructions said to open the tie, you just like pull on that? Yeah, that's all you do. You just pull on it, and it just you just yank, just pull. Ta-da! And it loosens. And inside, you has another Superman symbol. And there's sleeves here. Did they give us a full suit? Okay, I'm gonna pull his little pant legs down here, but then I noticed on the bottom of his shoes, he's got little Superman symbols. Look at that, on the bottom of his feet. Nicely done shoes too, by the way. These look really cool, like actual dress shoes. And he has, oh darn it, long dark socks. And, well, there's your answer. Old Clarky Poo is just wearing a shirt. A Superman shirt. How cool would that have been had they included an actual full-body supersuit underneath his Clark Kent disguise? That would have been awesome. Okay, so I'm kind of confused, though. He's wearing a Superman shirt, and he comes with a sleeveless Superman shirt. I'm not really sure what this is for. Why does he come with a second one? Like, is this for if you like a slightly different shade of blue and a brighter tint of red? Like, is that it? I honestly don't know. Me is a stupid. And you know how I can tell that I'm kind of dumb? Before I opened up all of his clothes here, I should have tried the extra head on the body first, and then made him wear his trench coat, and instead, now I gotta put those all back together. Well, darn it. I'm gonna stick his other tie underneath his collar. You gonna go under there, buddy, or what? Hang on a second. You just give me 1 second. Darn it. There. I got the tie on, so that looks, I think, like it should. And you know what? I am not putting these little cuffs on. These little cuffs can suck it. All right, let's stick the jacket back on there. You stick the jacket out, and just like that, you have Clark Kent Superman after a hard night of drinking Kryptonian ale. Stumbling home like, all right, guys, I'm going home. Had a little bit too much to draw. I don't feel so good. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to make him look like actual Clark Kent, not like drunken, staggering home Clark Kent. Okay. Whew, that was a struggle. That was a struggle for me. I'm sure a lot of you folks at home would do this no problem. And you're like, you're dope. Why can't you just dress him properly? Because listen, I have a hard enough time getting myself dressed in the morning that dressing a little man is very challenging for me. So I'm proud of myself, if I'm being honest. So here he is. He's holding the briefcase in his hand there. He's got the briefcase holding hand. And then he's got the old SLR camera right here for taking snapshots for the newspaper. If he's, doesn't have Jimmy Olsen with him and handy and available, he could do it himself. I got the press pass around his neck there so he can get into, any engagement because freedom of the press. So, I can walk in. Either a press pass or a ladder will get you into anywhere. And then there's the other head sculpt with the accessory glasses on top of his face there. This is pretty, I'm not going to lie, it is pretty awesome. Now, albeit a little bit disheveled looking, this is my Clark Kent, but it's all there, right? I got it all together. He's got his big, long overcoat here on top. I got the little tie things right here, And don't ask me to stick these together like you can. Like there's a buckle right there. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. All right, I changed my mind. I actually did put the trench coat on and do the belt up all the way, just so I could say that I did. I was being a little bitch. So yeah, the buckle is done up. Looks nice when it's done up. I could stick this all the way around in this, here, but then if I stick it in this belt loop here, it'll go around and it's not quite enough to stick back in here. So it'll just look weird. So I'd rather just, hide it behind there. Ain't nobody gonna see it. Oh, darn it. I guess I gotta do the articulation portion. No, with all the clothes on. I don't want to take them off again. Drat! Okay, never mind. I'm going to do the articulation segment. I recorded this after, but I had to turn him into the Flasher so that I could do it, so that you could see all of his articulation points. So he ain't got no willy. Not that that matters. I mean, he's a toy. They don't have to have willy. Not that I even want him to have a willy. But that would be weird. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so now that we got Superman all disrobed or distrench coated, you can see all of his buns, his articulation parts. He's completely naked except for his socks and shoes. I left those on. All right, so first order of business is Superman's noggin. It's on that great ball joint. There's lots and lots of posability, possibility there. Look how far down you can look. You can look right down. You can look up pretty far. That is not bad. I likes that. We've got some handy-dandy butterflies. They're perhaps not as useful as someone like myself might like. But, they're there. At least he's got them. And they can go back that far, too. Like, that's about it. And how are those arms attached? Well, he's got the rounded hinges right here. And if you're just popping his arms up like that, that's about what they can do. Of course, they're going to go all the way around. They got the hinge. You've got a bicep swivel here. I mean, we know that'll do 360. You don't really need me to illustrate that, but the elbows, what do they actually do when there's no fabric in the way? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. We've got the torso, and the torso can go forward. I'm going to try and keep the waist straight. That isn't too shabby. That's pretty good for a crunch. And then back, you can go that. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. Except for, his chest looks like a hungry monster. And of course, it's going to spin around 360 degrees. We have the waist. The waist is, woo, look at that. That's like a carnival ride. Make you sick to your stomach. The groin for this guy, you can see it's attached with these ball joints. And as the instructions had said, they are drop hinges. What does he have in the way of rotation for here? Oh, that's not so good. Let's pull these all the way down. And then what do we get? Oh, well, that is... Why is that so abysmal on a figure like this? That can't be right. That's not good at all. We have the knees, and look at his super knees. They go down and they crunch like that. That's the crunchiness of his knees. Not bad. And then his feet are attached through these little rounded ball joints, and they're actually not as articulated as perhaps some people would like. That's really what you're gonna get. That's the range of motion. Not super spectacular. Oh yeah, and of course you can see the wrist here as these rounded hingy-doos, and it spins. So these are actually pretty articulated wrists. So any problems you may or may not have with getting this guy into poses in general is going to be because of his suit and not because of his body. His body's fine. Okay, so for those of you at home, I know there will be people wondering one of two things, or likely both. Number one, what is the size and scale of this Clark Kent Superman action figure by Muff Toys? I've got him wedged right now in between the Mezco 1/12 Collective Reeve Superman on the left and the Superman, the Man of Steel Superman figure on the other side with a custom suit. And then secondly, I feel like there will be people at home wondering if you can use this fantastic head sculpt and put it on the Mezco body. Well, I'm going to show you. You got this head sculpt. For one, it doesn't actually fit on the neck. The neck is actually a little too fat, as quite often as Mezco's way, the necks are really thick and the head doesn't really fit on there. And then secondarily, and almost most importantly, is the fact that the skin tones are way, way different. There's just no way you can fudge this. So what do I think about the Superman figure? Honestly, I likes him. I likes him a lot. Muff Toys does a great job with the products that they put out. I know they're not technically licensed, so they're sort of, you know, maybe morally gray to buy them, I suppose. But, I mean, they're the first ones that have done this. So I wanted one, and it looks great. The head sculpt is great. The body proportions are fantastic. The suit that they gave him is absolutely beautiful. It comes in a fantastic box. He has plenty of accessories. Yeah, if you really are looking at this on the fence, I'd say grab him. Try and grab this guy if you can, because you know that he's not going to last that long. And when you do find him later, you know he's going to be a lot more money, but those will be on the secondary market. So yeah, that's my review of the Muff Toys Metropolis Protector, or Protector of Metropolis action figure. Have a fantastic day, super friends, and take care.